Nestled on the outskirts of the tiny farming community of Ropesville, Texas, lie the remains of the dilapidated two-bedroom clapboard houses, hundreds of acres of farmland, and memories of one of the most successful resettlement projects of the Depression era. Established during the Great Depression under President Franklin D. Roosevelt's New Deal, the Ropesville Resettlement Project was designed to assist farmers in obtaining farmland where they could make a living, support themselves, and later pay back their loans to the government.
And people that got the right to move on it had to qualify, and they qualified by not really having anything.
In 1934, the Rural Rehabilitation Division was added to the Federal Emergency Relief Program in order to specifically aid farmers and keep them off relief rolls. The Ropesville Resettlement Project was one of 78 FERA approved projects established all over the country.
See, this was a small house because we only had one child. But the ones that had, the families that had more than one, got the bigger houses, or several children, I'll say. They got the larger houses, which had 3 bedrooms. So they weren't all alike, and they got a little bit more land.
John Thad Drake was born in 1935. His family moved to Unit 41-1 of the project. One of 6 children, Drake was used to hard work, but enjoyed the life he had.
Well, we fed the cattle, we cleaned out the chicken houses, I gathered eggs, and I did learn to milk eventually.
Ella Mae Ward is the very last of her generation. Ward and her family were one of the project's first to make a living on the dry farmland of the South Plains. She appreciates the opportunity she was given 75 years ago.
It was a gift from God. There wasn't no other way. And the Lord works through people. And so President Roosevelt, it worked through him because he saw the need of the people.
Parties interested in the project were subject to strict criteria, including character and farming ability, and were interviewed at length. Families that proved eligible and showed willingness to farm the land were allowed the opportunity of selecting which unit they preferred.
We drove around on the project, and we'd never been before. My husband said, "I'll take this place." So we took it. We got it.
Each unit, established on 160 acres of land, consisted of a 24 by 32-foot house and included a barn, chicken house, and a windmill, which helped power the 1,000-gallon water tank that piped water into the kitchen.
Best life in the world. That was the house was a mansion compared to what we had lived in before. And it was really a good life.
In addition to the homesteads, the community also gained a key part of what would become their new home, the community building. The community building was used to bring together farmers and their families by providing educational programs, homemaking demonstrations, and social activities.
Any kind of community meeting that was needed, and they had ice cream socials, and some of the women had a quilting club that met in there. And then, like I said, the skating and it.
Drake and Ward have family members that still farm on the original land. The project ended in 1943 when the farms came under individual ownership.
It was a great life, and I thank people for the opportunity, whoever gave it to us. And I'd like to see everyone have that opportunity.
The project brought new life to the dry expanse of land in the South Plains of West Texas. It gave an almost tangible sense of hope to farmers and their families, a hope that lives on through current generations. In Ropesville, Texas, I'm Lynsey Meherg.